Bloomington-Normal now has a fourth movie theater. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Monday, October 20th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with a snapshot of the housing crisis and how it's affecting homelessness in Bloomington-Normal and at the state and federal levels. WGLT's Eric Stock reports.
Ann Oliva is CEO of the National Alliance to End Homelessness. She says efforts underway in Bloomington-Normal to address homelessness, including construction of a shelter village and orders intended to expand shelter capacity, are good, but don't get at the root problem.
I think it's pretty clear that the structural challenge is that there's not enough housing that's affordable to people with the lowest incomes. That's the structural challenge that we're trying to address here.
Illinois saw a big spike in the unhoused population last year. It more than doubled compared to 2023. Oliva attributes that mostly to global migration to Chicago. She says new data shows those numbers are dropping again.
And then we started to see decreases in the number of people that were coming forward. But I also want to note that Chicago did a great job of standing up resources for people who were new arrivals to this country.
Nationally, Oliva says she worries what federal cuts may do to permanent housing. The Trump administration wants to shift funding toward transitional housing and add work and service requirements. She says that would put housing for about 170,000 people in jeopardy.
We don't have enough affordable housing to absorb that kind of inflow in the same way that communities have experienced spikes in the past. We will see a spike nationwide, and it's completely preventable.
Oliva was a keynote speaker at a statewide housing conference in Bloomington. For The Leadoff, I'm Eric Stock.
Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. The Illinois Department of Insurance is calling on insurance companies to provide relief to policyholders who are experiencing financial hardship during the federal government shutdown. That's in an effort to ensure Illinoisans do not lose insurance coverage. Michelle Cervantes has been named the new executive director of the Western Avenue Community Center in Bloomington. She plans to expand programs and community engagement at the nonprofit. That center provides youth and adult recreation, translation services, continuing education, and food pantry. At Illinois State University's trustees have approved spending more than $2 million over the next 2 years on software and consultants as part of a shift to a new model of budgeting. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. A new movie theater is now open in Bloomington. Golden Ticket Cinemas opened its first Illinois location in the former home of New Vision Theaters on Bloomington's far east side. Golden Ticket's Ale House Bloomington is completely renovated with an all-you-can-eat popcorn and fountain drink bar, milkshakes, and top-of-the-line audio and projection systems. A full slate of hot food items can be delivered directly to luxury heated recliners, and soon there'll be a 30-tap self-pour beer wall. Director of Media Relations Joe Horton tells WGLT student reporter Cole Acano Golden Ticket's premium experience is what makes them different.
We know there's a lot of small and midtown markets out there that need not only a movie theater, but in some cases, but a modern movie theater. And for us, we believe that going into towns like this, giving them the experience with the recliners, better sound, better projection, and adding the amenities such as the beer wall, the popcorn, no matter what state we're in and no matter what town we're in, I think that we have found a niche in the market where people love coming to the movies. There's an experience to be had. As well as here in Illinois, which we've driven through many times going to our other theaters, I don't think I've found a market that's been more accepting, more prepared for us to open. The amount of feedback that we've gotten on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram, and including just people driving up to our front door in the last couple of weeks just saying, when are you opening? When are you opening? So the reception so far, and we're not even open yet, has been great.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the on-tap beer wall that you guys have and how those different selections are made.
Sure. So what we've noticed in the other markets that we're in is not everybody necessarily comes out to a place like this and just wants the national brands. We will have a few national, the favorites, but we have been speaking and working closely with a lot of our local brewers and trying our best to ask them what they sell the most of, what is their best beer. A few ale house brewing companies here locally have even offered to make ales based on the movies that are coming out. We're working close with one to create golden ticket beer for us specifically. So we're looking to have most of those taps, I would say more than 75% of the 32 taps we have out there will be local brewing beers out here.
With Illinois State's campus being so close, obviously it's a very vital part of Bloomington-Normal. Do you plan on providing any incentives to get students out to this part of town to come to the theater?
Sure. Right now, we've been headstrong into just getting the theater open, and it's now my favorite part is actually communicating with the school and communicating with the community to try to create more of what do you guys want? And we are very open to play special films, there's a great place to have meetings, great places for the arts to have seminars and such like that. So we will be open to and very accepting of any ideas that the campus might have, as well as we look to work very closely with them and try our best to get what they want out here. Currently, throughout the company, we work with local elementaries, high schools, colleges to play local arts, whether it's a film that they're making or films that are based on the learning, what they're learning right now in schools.
So this will once again bring Bloomington-Normal to a total of 4 movie theaters within the community. How does Golden Ticket Cinemas plan to compete with what already exists here?
So competing is not necessarily our thought process here. For us, we know there is a group of people in this town that wants a little more than just seeing a movie. They want an experience. And that's why we're bringing those recliners, the heated recliners, the beer wall, the self-serve popcorn. And we look to not only just start with that, but we're going to start with that, but we're going to also add more as time comes on.
Golden Ticket Cinema's Ale House Bloomington is now open. Director of Media Relations Joe Horton spoke with WGLT student reporter Cole Acano. And before we let you go, the Normal Town Council meets tonight at 7 o'clock. On the agenda is the purchase of 4 pieces of art for a planned sculpture park at 1 Normal Plaza. That is it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show is produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.